writing weirdos, welcome back to my channel and Friday write-in and author chat. Today my very special guest is the wonderful Sako Toomey.
Hello.
So we've got a lot of people that are joining us in the chat already, but first of all, I want to tell everybody thank you so much. I passed the 250 subscriber mark here on my channel. I've only been doing this since February of this year, so I absolutely am just sending out so much love to all of you because it means so much to me that you subscribe to my channel and that you really like the content that I'm bringing to you every week. That is just amazing to me. So I want to thank also Savvy Writes Books and RK Gold for sending everybody directly to my stream right after theirs today. If you did not know, those two are writing a collaboration together. They are writing a book live on live streams every week. They've done everything from come up with the basic premise of the book, create character profiles, even come up with their production timeline and schedule for this whole thing. And they've been doing it all live so far in just 2 live streams, which I find just astronomical, like mind-blowing. So anyway, that is basically what I wanted to say first thing, but I want to give Sako a chance to introduce herself so that everybody can find out more about my amazing friend, Sako Toomey.
Hello, my howlers. It is Sako Toomey, also known as Caspoit, and today we're doing a write-in, but we're also talking about branding and marketing. If you are unfamiliar with my channel, I have videos regarding branding and marketing along with BC Brown, this direction here. And if you haven't scoped them out, I strongly recommend it, but we'll probably cover a lot of those points today.
Yes, awesome. Yes, and also Sako is also my wonderful Dungeons and Dragons game master, my most recent one, which is so exciting for me because I am almost always the game master in my little group of friends.
Isn't that so fun when you finally get to play?
I get to play and not come up with everything.
I want to play. I run the games that I want to play. Like
Exactly. I mean, that's what I do. I run the games that I want to play, but it's so nice to just be able to play the games for a change and just be able to not have to worry about all of the logistics and keeping everybody engaged, keeping everybody interested. So thank you for taking on that. For those of you who weren't around for it, this past Tuesday, we did that live streamed on Sako's channel, so you can check that out. You can just see all of us. And none of us had played together before. Some of us are veteran players, and others are brand newbie and never played the game.
But all of them are writers. So
but it's just a bunch of writers getting dorky and playing a role-playing game together. So
which I think is great because it's kind of like writing a chain story. You're just doing it by voice. Like
it was just kind of building off of one another and the actions that we were doing, and also it helped me build my character. I knew her basic premise behind her, but I adjusted her character to fill in the gap. It's just like writing a story. I mean, I just adjusted a character to fill in the gap that was needed within the party and within the group. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I understand Charlie Dorset's issue here where I'm always the GM. I'm always the GM, and playing in other games is tough.
Yes, it's the same for, I think it's the same for all of us writers, is that we always end up being the GM for everything because we are writers, and it just
you do what you gotta.
Yeah, we do what we gotta. We want to have the game, and we're willing to host the game, so we end up just being the automatic host of the game.
Yep. I actually need to plan a Werewolf the Apocalypse Chronicle as well.
It's set in Moscow.
Yep. It's set in Moscow. And if you are interested in playing, I need another player.
What I'll do is I'll leave it open for right now so that somebody else can like jump into one of your games because they're awesome. Not that I don't want to, but I don't want to like bogart all of your games.
To be frank, I like to run for people that I know can play. Like, I felt like having an equal part of newbies and veterans was wise to have, and then have everybody be writers was wise to have. It helps that everyone on this stream, I think, are writers. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Cyber System, yes. That is awesome, Charlie. Yes.
Yeah, that is so cool.
I ran a cyberpunk one shot right before the quarantine hit, and it was so successful that we thought about making it a campaign, but no campaigns were happening in person. That was not going to be a thing. But I like drew pictures for everybody. I had intention of drawing pictures for everybody for the D&D one shot. I just like did everything at the last minute.
Yeah, that's okay. It's totally fine. And there was talk of maybe expanding out that particular game. Maybe. Or at least rolling those characters into
rolling into a new story
else.
arc.
Yeah, into something else.
I think the characters are so solid, like, and the dynamic within the characters. Because a lot of times, if you just say you all know each other, like, it doesn't always work out. But
well, especially since we don't all know each other. Like I knew Sage. That was the only person I knew, and everybody else was like, I'm like, I don't know who these people are. I don't even know their channels.
I should have introduced everyone because I'm an ass and I just was a terrible hostess. Courtney Hipper is actually my IRL sister. Like she is like has been a DM since like birth. Like D&D is her bread and butter. Like the things on her channel are basically like world building for role-playing games, but it is also applicable to writers.
Well, I did go and subscribe to her channel after the game and everything, and subscribe to subscribe to Dana as well. And so I was just like, well, I got to go subscribe to people now because.
Yay!
So we got lots of people in the chat joining us. Weirdo Writes is here. So glad to have you. And definitely, yes, if you pull up the stream an hour out, like I think you did, and wait, then yes, you are definitely first. Totally counts. Devin Cutting is here. Always got to love having Devin. Lauren popped in between patients at work, which is so sweet. I think that's so wonderful. Showing some love. I really appreciate it. Misha is here. Good to see Misha. Joanna is here. Good to see you. Sarah Keefe is here, and Heather Dewey Patet is here as well. Weirdo Writes is going to miss the first few minutes, but she'll be back. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good.
It'll be 2 hours.
Divided. Yes, it's a 2-hour stream. We got time. Divided by Sight is here. Good to see you. And Maya is also here. Always good to see you. Jennifer Brown, of no relation, but still a pretty badass chick in and of her own right, is here as well. Yeah, Misha, I don't understand, but I figure it means I'm growing, and if once you start getting like disapproving thumbs downs, means that you're growing and that people are
be doing something right.
I guess so. You know, and yeah, like you said in the comments, just being a troll, just somebody who's a troll. Eva is here. Good to see you, Eva. Let me see here. Oh yeah, I definitely agree with you here. Shay's streams are like the best, and she did
one with a bunch of African American women, and I thought it was it was basically her like Black writers hype up stream, and it had like 6 thumbs down, and I was like, how? Like,
it didn't make any sense to me either.
Which means it's a bunch of racist trolls.
Yeah.
And probably trolls that don't like women. And the idea that they were both Black and women at the same time, they were just like, me. And I was like, that is bullshit, because that is someone who did not watch the stream.
Yeah, no, they didn't bother at all. So, of course, Charlie is here, which we already showed a comment from, but wanted to say thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. And Allie Cat 107 is here. Good to have you. Hudson Warm is here. Hey, Hudson. I think you are new on my channel. That is so awesome. I did not come from Kaylin's stream. I was over at Savvy Writes Books stream with RK Gold today, but I am sad that I missed Kaylin's stream.
I'm kind of sad that I missed Kaylin's stream too. I don't know how I missed it.
Yeah. Well, you know how notifications are. Notifications just
I
suck.
have the notifications on, but it's not like it matters anymore. The algorithm is completely different now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. RK Gold is here. Glad to have you here, RK. Let's see. I'm going to kind of skip forward so we can say hey to everybody. Oh, I like that that Eva caught the stream for a brief bit, enough to know it may or may not start with an anti-Disney gay sex scene. If you haven't caught that stream, everybody should go catch the hashtag replay. You just hashtag replay for that stream because it was amazing to watch the writing process.
Yeah.
So Stevie is here working on admin and art stuff today. I was working on some art stuff, and then I had some kittens that decided that paint needed to be on my new carpet, but that's okay because I got it clean. So I'm pretty sure I got it clean at least. I'm kind of waiting for it to dry to see if it's actually clean. Unicorn Nightporium is here. I love that name. It's just such a fun name.
It's the best.
Savvy Writes Books is here as well. Good to see you. And writer Sam Wicker is here. Yes, I am so happy about my subscriptions. It's just so cool to me. So cool to me.
I didn't realize we were so close in like our channels starting together. Like that's really cool. We're like YouTube sisters.
Yeah, pretty much. YouTube twins.
YouTube twins.
Because I figure if twins are, like minutes apart usually, then YouTube's
a couple of months.
Yeah, it can be a couple of months together. It's
we're both quarantine babies.
Yes, we are. the YouTube quarantine babies. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy Scribbles is here. Good to see you. RK is just trying to make me blush.
Oh.
Talking about you being a D&D DM. Thank you, Joanne. It's okay. You can catch the replay of it. The replay will be amazing. So it's all good.
Also, hi, Joanne.
Yes. Hi, Joanne. Let's see.
Or Joanne. I don't know how to say your name properly. Is it Joanne?
It's Joanne.
Okay.
So Savvy is going to be writing a stream and working on editing videos for the next couple of weeks. Oh, during this stream, working on editing videos for the next couple of weeks. I feel you there. I really need to. I started this morning. I started my video for Monday. I started it like doing the rough cut edits on the Naked Firefly stream this morning. Cool. And meant to finish it up, but I didn't really have a chance to finish it up. So I kind of should be doing that, but I really want to write now that I'm all jazzed up after Savvy and RK's stream. So I'm going to write instead, and I'm going to put that off to the weekend. Lots of people talking about, there we go. Reach goal. By the time RK and I release the first book in our trilogy, we'll each have 20,000 subs. That's the goal.
Holy crap.
That's a hell of a goal.
I guess I better go and subscribe to RK Gold.
You really should. You really should. He streams about he does the lyrical. Yeah, he does like the storyteller breakdown of lyrics in hip hop and stuff like that. So I get a ton out of it. Every time I watch his stuff. And StreamYard just jumped on me. Here we go.
Yeah, it just went boom boom.
Yeah, it was like I'm okay with it. So Misha, I think I'm giving my DM a fair bit of gray hair because I come up with shit he doesn't even consider. Man, I've had players like that, and it's stressful right in the moment, but it's so much fun that
I love it when they throw me curveballs. Like that's like I have a couple of people where it's like that's why I have them in my games, because like they throw me the curveball and I'm like, as long as I hit point A and point B, I'm happy. Yep. However they do that is great. But
yeah, somehow point A and point B have to get us to point C, and point C is nebulous. Like it just depends on how that all falls out.
I usually have a point C actually, but they never get to it. It's very rare when they get to it.
That's like gold right there. But like, oh my god, they got to point C.
Oh my god, they got to point C. What do I even do after that? I don't know. I end the game early.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't expecting that. It's time for everybody to go home. That's a good ending.
For everybody to log off. I'm gonna write something that works with that curveball you threw me.
Yeah, that's true. Ms. Barbara is here. Good to see you, Barbara. Looks like RK is feeling a little tired after the stream. I can imagine you guys got a ton of shit done during
Come and
your stream.
relax.
Yeah, so you can kick back, relax during my stream a little bit, just smoke a little.
Take a nap during the sprints, you know, wait for your phone to buzz.
Little micro naps.
Micro naps.
Yep. Yep. Savvy writes books, brilliant to work with. Yes, I am so jealous. I now want to just like totally write a book with both of you. And Sako and I are kind of talking now.
Right. We were just like, hey, Savvy and RK are doing this thing. Maybe BC Brown and Sako Toomey should do a thing.
Maybe.
Not that I don't have 6 other books to write.
I know, me too. I got 2 that I'm writing right now, and I've got like 4 on the back burner that need to be written, but it doesn't matter.
I've got a lot, and I'm supposed to be releasing Hope's Chest in November, so I need to like hop on those edits now. But
you just got them back, so you're good. I just got
them back, right? So also we can, you know, when we're not on the air, we can talk about concept maybe.
Yes, we can do that. We can do that. So, all right. So the dawdling writer is here. Good to see you. I like that you say that, but those 2 hours always fly by fast. That is true. 2 hours always fly by fast. Nikki B is popping in to do some writing. Wi-Fi stopped working for the last 3 hours, but now it's back. Yay! It's amazing how much we depend on our Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no kidding.
Aw. Thank you so much, RK. I appreciate it.
Who could? Indeed.
Yeah. People saying hi to each other. Let me see here. Divided by Side, if you need any help with your podcast. I have been podcasting for like 10 years, so hit me up if you need anything. I got questions for you, Charlie, because I had a friend who suggested a podcast to me and like doing a podcast with me. I got no idea how to do it and what it's going to like entail, what it's going to take. Oh. So I got questions.
I also used to have a podcast. My partner actually ended up going off and doing other things like being the lead singer of a metal band. I have a little bit of experience.
Cool. I just have questions. I mean, I've been on podcasts before. Like I've been a guest.
But to be a host is different.
Yeah, being a host is totally different. Coming up with the content and all of that stuff is totally different.
It's a lot. It's a lot. If you think being a DM is a lot, I feel like hosting a podcast is even harder.
Okay. Yeah. That may not be something I can get into right now, kind of a thing.
Or have like an episode a quarter, like just make it 2 hours long, like just.
Yeah. Yeah. And Savvy, you know, I don't think that Kaylin is going to be too upset by it. This is it's Camp NaNoWriMo. We're all overlapping each other like no other.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy, but there's only so much time in the day.
I know she's like trying a 10K thing either today or tomorrow.
I think it's tomorrow.
I think it's tomorrow, but she might be warming up today.
It might, or maybe she's doing a 2-day gig, like 10K 2-day type thing. I don't know. Maybe.
I never saw the thumbnail for her, but even though I'm subscribed, like with the bell rung and everything, I still don't get all of her stuff.
Yeah, it like that YouTube bond is real. It is true. It is true.
That's really interesting. Met on Twitter.
Started channels around the same time. Now we're co-authors. And he also works for Forever Home Friends.
Oh, thank you.
It's all tied in. It's all tied in. Oh, Heather ordered some merch from the Evergreen Writing Oasis, which, by the way, if y'all don't know about that coming up.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be amazing. The Evergreen Writing Oasis is going to be the week end of July 17th, 18th, and 19th. That's right. It is a 3-day event where it's got everything from self-care for writers to how to do more writing, how to do your publishing, and how to do your marketing. I'm going to be on the marketing panel as well as a whole bunch of other amazing individuals. So
great.
Guys should definitely check it out.
Keelan originally was going to, she had planned to do the AuthorTube retreat thing again that weekend. And then we found out about the Evergreen and we were like, oh no.
There's a whole other one.
There's a whole other one. Like they've had this planned for ages. We'll just, we'll do it another time. Like it'll be fine. Like Evergreen looks real nice. And we didn't want to step on that.
Which is sweet. Because some people just would have been like, nope, doing my thing.
No, not fair. They're all friends.
They're all friends.
Like,
exactly.
Why would you step on that? Like, that's really fucked.
Yeah, well, like Savvy says here, I feel like you all are coworkers, and like we're all doing our own very separate things, and we all have our own very separate projects, but it's like you're the person in the next cubicle just working on a totally different part of the company's thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that is awesome.
I agree.
Let me see. I'm casually making RK blush. I love it. Oh, here we go. And when I say you're all coworkers, I mean the kind of coworkers I want to go to after work bar trivia with every single day. Those are the coworkers I love.
Yep.
Those are the coworkers I love. I did actually have a job like that at one point, that I did want to hang with my coworkers like all the time after work. I was sad when I was no longer at that job, but I had to, it was time. It was time in my life to not be at that job anymore. So Schwartz Runda is here, first time on the stream. So glad to have you, my writing weirdo. It is so glad to have you. Deleted comments. I must have missed something. Oh, shoot. She deleted a comment and can't remember why she deleted it. She must be tired. Here we go. A book between two game masters. Solid as fuck. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to have to chat more about this, figure out how we're doing this. So
it'll be good.
Yeah. I need to finish this seance, but I know how this chapter ends and really don't want to get there. That can be tough sometimes.
Don't you hate it when you have a scene that you're like
pushing through it and you're like, oh, I don't want to go. I know it has to. It's the inevitable conclusion that I built up to, but I don't want to get there. And yeah. Sometimes I'm like that with just writing the draft in general. Like I don't want to get to the end because I'm loving what I've been writing and I'm loving the world and the characters. And sometimes I'm like, I don't want to write because I don't want to actually finish. It's like reading a book that you love and you don't want to get to the end because there aren't any more books. So
yeah. Which is one thing that I feel kind of bad about because like my fast release series, my Anchor series, is going to be 5 books deep. And it's only 5 books, right? And like its peers would be like Iron Druid or Dresden Files, or it's kind of like in that wheelhouse, right? And those are series that have like 10 to 20 books. So for a series like this to have only 5 is like,
yeah, I have, so my Metaphysical Chronicles series, the 2 books that are out currently and the one that I'm writing right now, it's a 9-book series that I have planned, or that I have tentatively planned. I'm hoping it's 9 books. It may only be 7, but
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So in other words, those last 2 books are super nebulous. But yes, there is a 10K Sunday this week.
Yep. I believe Cachet's, like, she had a...
She's on all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. She usually hops from, like, stream to stream to stream. She's just like, I'm going to co-host all the things.
Yes, she does. And it's amazing. And I love it when she does. And I love it when she starts singing, especially about Ain't Got No Tea. I get that stuck in my head all the time, and I love it. I was singing it while I was loading and unloading the dishwasher last night. And I was just singing it. It's like, I ain't got no tea, but if I did, it would be hot. I ain't got no tea, but if I did, it would be hot. And I was like, like my roommate and my partner are looking at me, and they're like, are you out of tea? I was like, no, I'm not out of tea. But I was like, I just got this thing stuck in my head. And I was like, it's an amazing thing to have stuck in my head, though. So it's all good. So Nikki B's going to switch up projects and work on their novella short story, Need a Break from Camp Nano project. Day off won't hurt. As long as you're ahead of schedule, day off won't hurt. I did that yesterday. I didn't work on my Camp Nano project because I was like, I'm ahead of the game and I just can't do it right now.
We're 10 days in and I haven't even started.
You're not the only one. Don't worry. There are lots of people that I'm seeing that they haven't even started their project yet. And they're like, it's a good thing that so Kaylin's 10K streams are tomorrow. On Saturday. Speaking of what is tomorrow on Saturday as well, not that I want to cut out from Kaylin or anything, but our AuthorTube karaoke is tomorrow from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. Eastern time. I almost said my time zone.
Yeah.
I'm like stuck in my time zone today for some reason. But yes, so if you are a writer of any kind, experience level, whether you have a channel or don't have a channel, you can come and do AuthorTube karaoke with us, which basically means you come into the chat and you type, I want to sing. And then I send you a link and we bring you on backstage and then you get a chance to sing. You are responsible for queuing up your own music on your, whatever it is that you have on your computer, on your phone or iPad or whatever it is that you have, and you play your own music yourself, and then we can have upwards of 10 people. This will be the first time that so StreamYard now allows us to have 10 people on screen at a time. So that means that we are going to have myself, Sako, and Dal Cecile Runo will be permanently on screen because we are the 3 hosts for the day. It'll be right here on my channel. But then there will be up to 7 other people that we can have on the back. And we already have a whole bunch of really awesome people that have committed to singing that have never sang before. We are going to have Dick Moonstruck. We are going to have Savvy Writes Books. We are going to have What Now? We are going to have Chasing Epiphanies.
So they claim. So they claim.
So they claim. Is that all I have right now? That's all I have right now as far as.
It's going to be an amazing lineup.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely great.
Just,
I'm going to be so excited. I love this. Speaking of which, Savvy Writes Books is legit my boss. Speaking of Dal Cecile Runo, she is here in the comments. Hey, my weirdo writing sister. Good to see you. Here is, Devin was nice enough to go ahead and put in the link to the Evergreen Writing Oasis website, so you can go and check that out for all of the information, the times. Sage Gordon Davis is in here. Hello, lovely. Good to see you. Yes, Wendy, we do have a really lovely community of writers here. Absolutely.
Is it me, or does Wendy look like she is the lead singer of a metal band?
Yes, I get that impression that Wendy could be the lead singer of a metal band. So I do get that impression.
Sorry, I know a lot of metal bands, and she looks the part. Yes, Sage Gordon Davis is on the lineup as well for AuthorTube karaoke. We just have so many people. I'm sure Joanne's probably going to pop in there. Mary Wimbley said something about stopping by and doing it again. So many. I'm so super excited about it. Gonna be awesome.
So Swartzrund just prepared a complete paper introduction for graded paper about a theater piece that seems not to exist. I am so confused by my own brain. I think we already know is. I'm confused. I get confused by my brain too. Qwerty is here. Good to see Qwerty. She almost always comes for AuthorTube karaoke as well. So glad to see you.
Awesome. I saw her self-care tag thing and was like all the feels.
Yeah. That's okay, Nikki B. Sometimes we just got to do our own thing and not actually be streaming for the day. So I get it.
I think that the AuthorTube karaoke will be a lovely end to a day of writing. Because Keelan's going to be doing, basically, she does her streams until she's done. She doesn't, put an end time on hers. So when she hits 10K, that's when she stops.
Yeah.
And I think coming to karaoke after Keelan's stream is a wonderful idea.
Yeah, it's a good way to just kind of decompress. And that's the whole point of us doing the AuthorTube karaoke is it's a way to decompress.
Mhm.
So Adega Outlaw is here. Good to see you, Adega. And Bonnie Phillips Wright is also popping in. So cool to have you both here as well. I'm just popping through. Linda Lisa is here, just joined, got coffee and snacks, ready to write on some short stories. Awesome. I also think you're new to my channel, Linda, or you have a new avatar. I think maybe you have a new avatar. I can't remember. Although now that I'm saying this aloud, your name actually seems really familiar. Like you've been on my channel, but once before.
We have seen Linda before.
Okay. I could not. Sometimes I'm terrible. My memory is absolutely terrible.
If Linda has not been on your stream, they have been on mine.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's it. And Wendy says, that's it. Time to change the avatar. We think it's awesome. We think it's awesome that you look like you're the lead singer.
I think you should run with it. I think you should run with it.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so that basically, most people are chatting back and forth, and that basically gets us through all the comments and saying hello to everybody. So since we are half an hour in, I am going to go ahead and put up we're going to go ahead and do our first sprint. So the first one, we are going to do 15 minutes so that we can, kind of get warmed up a little bit. Because I know myself personally, other than doing some character profiles, I haven't done any writing today. So we're going to get warmed up, and I will pop a question up on the screen during the chat or during the sprint as well that we can chat about after the fact about something to do with branding and marketing. I haven't figured out what I'm going to put up on the screen yet. Cool. So Sako and I will figure out what we're going to put up on the screen, and then we will talk about it after the sprint. So
great.
So we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, sprint. Okie dokie. That is our 15-minute warm-up sprint. And the question for that sprint that we put on the screen was, do you have a brand for your writing, and what is your brand synopsis? So go ahead and answer that in the comments. And how did you do during that sprint, Sako? You muted yourself.
Oh my gosh. So all the sounds started playing and it was better that I was not on mic, like it's
Live?
just better. Yeah. I did great. It looks like I'm going to flee this vampire tower because the vampire that was taking care of me basically has pity on me and is like she was supposed to prime me for a bigger vampire that was going to come in and basically like claim her for himself. However, she's like, you should run. So she's going to run. However, I have to be crafty about how I run. So that is where I'm at. I have to come up with a way she escapes.
Okay, cool.
That's how that works.
I stumbled, like I was really struggling on this sprint.
Oh, yeah?
I got about 57 words, which was frustrating because I was so jazzed and was like, I really, really, I was like, I'm going to write. I got all these great ideas because I just did this whole character profile and like all of that stuff. And I was like, the words aren't quite flowing. They just aren't quite flowing.
Well, so, I'm glad you at least broke the ice.
I did. I at least was able to break the ice. There was a lot of, I'm sure if anybody looked at me while we were doing that sprint, there was a lot of frowning and a lot of like confused faces of like, I'm
pretty sure I was like this the whole time.
Sometimes I'm just like rereading it, and I'm like, so that's most of what my stuff is, where I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm like, I look so great while I'm rethinking stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So we had a few people that popped in, that didn't pop in, but some people that were talking during the sprint.
Keelan popped in.
Keelan did pop in. You're right. Weirdo Writes just before the sprint came in and said that they were back. If I can get it to come up here. Yay. There we go. Weirdo Writes is back, so happy. Linda did confirm, been on my stream once before and happy to be here again. We are happy to have you here again.
Awesome.
As soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, no, wait. Yeah, she's familiar now that I say it. And
it's a Yaza.
Yes. So we got Yaza in here today, which is so cool. Keelan. Oh my God, YouTube twins, best term. Love it. Good to see you, Keelan. Good to see you too. I agree with you, Sabby. This day is just flying by. It is.
I can't believe it's a 4:30 already. Like, I can't believe it.
I know. It's like nuts. I'm just like, holy crap, Keelan, notifications are the worst. Turn on the bell and still don't get them. I have the bell on for me. Aw, thank you so much.
Keelan, and I didn't get anything from you today.
I had the bell on for Keelan too and didn't get it. And I mean, I know I was already on another stream watching it, but I still should have gotten the notification.
I should have gotten a notification.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm going to go back to the kind of the top here. Okay, hold on. Wow, there were a lot of comments. Oh, here we go. Dawdling Writer started to sing the Tea song, and Rosalind finished it. Also, Rosalind, I think you are new to my channel, so good to see you. Glad that you could be here. And now it's in my head, too, according to Unicorn. Yeah, Wendy, we're trying to get her to make a ringtone.
Yes.
We keep talking about making a ringtone. Yep.
I would totally set it as my ringtone. Absolutely.
I would too.
Absolutely.
For so long, I have had the 90s X-Men cartoon theme song as my ringtone on my phone.
I did for like 4 years.
Yeah, it's been on here. It's probably been on my phone for like 4 years, honestly.
But
But
honestly, I had to like, it was on a T9, so I had to like program it in. Like,
yeah,
I put a lot of love into that song.
yeah. There was so it's been on my ringtone forever. But I would replace it with Cash's Hot Tea song.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
hey, Glory, good to see you. Yes, Sage, Sako and I would definitely be down for an AuthorTube pub quiz. I think anytime we can all get together as a writing community and do something that is just a little bit different, it just lets us blow off steam a little bit and still lets us like get together and socialize as a community. I just think that it's all amazing.
A lot of times the write-ins are like work, which is why like my witching hour write-ins and my Saturday write-ins are very lenient.
Yeah.
Because I'm basically like, if you want to take naps during the sprints, like, it's cool. Like, I am not picky about.
I'm going to tune in more for your coffee with Sakos, because that's totally when I should be sleeping anyway. And I'd be like, I'm going to doze during this.
Yeah, this morning was interesting.
I haven't watched the replay yet, but I'll go back and watch the replay. RK thinks it would be cool if someone wrote a book based on the TV tropes story creator. That's interesting. Hadn't thought about that. Talking back and forth. Weirdo Right says, coming from someone who doesn't know jack about branding, if I wanted my pen name or series to be associated with anything, I would want them to feel like they belong in the world. Okay.
Interesting.
And what do we mean by brand for writing? Do you want to tackle that?
Oh, wow. What do you want people to think when they hear your name? Like, how do you want them to feel? Like, what do they want to associate you with? Yeah, if like, obviously you know your niche, you know your target audience. That is very clear from reading your work. I think that having a clear identity with your writing, with you as a writer, would really help make you look, I don't want to say more professional, that's not the word I'm looking for, but it makes you look like you have your shit together, you know, like supernatural but snarky. Right on.
Yeah, which is a perfectly good supernatural, or is perfectly good brand to be able to say that
if you
this is what I do.
Yep. If you can sum up your brand in 3 words, you're good.
Yeah.
You already, like, whether or not you have materials is different. But if you can sum up your brand in 3 words, you're doing good.
Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, like Sabby's. What's up, my fellow small business supporters? It's more than 3 words, but it is. I mean, I say "What's up, my writing weirdos" all the time, because my literal brand for my books is weird books for weird people.
I actually need to rebrand now that, like, I'm decidedly witchy as well as a horror writer. Like, I've been releasing more witchy stuff lately than I have writing videos, which is terrible of me. I'm releasing a bunch of videos this week because, yeah, I've been real bad about the writing things.
That's okay though. But I've been enjoying your witchy stuff.
Yes, but also I'm an AuthorTube member, and I should actually. So the month of July, I was going to offer story structures. So this week, I am releasing how to write pulp fiction.
Okay.
Give the beats that are necessary. It's 5,000 words. You know, like maybe a day. Write a story in a day. And I give you all the things that you're supposed to do. I'll probably like how to write a horror story or how to write a mystery, but I'll teach you how to write 5,000 words.
Yeah, that would be really cool. That would be fun. That would be fun. So Misha was saying that they have a brand, but they haven't unveiled it yet. So a little bit of mystery there. So it'll be fun to see when you do your unveiling what your new brand is. That'll be fun.
Please share it with me.
Yes.
Please.
Cordy finished eating and wrote 287 words for that sprint, which is cool. Charlie wrote 279 words. The price of the craft is more often in the unintended consequences of our actions. Must be the last line that he wrote. That's pretty cool. Joanne wrote 273 words. Alley Cat doesn't have a brand, never published before, and during this sprint been playing Saints Row 2. So you don't have to. I think what's important to point out here is that you don't have to be published in order to have a brand. As a matter of fact, you should start your branding and your marketing well before you decide that you're going to publish.
Unless you never publish. If you never
That's
intend on publishing, then you don't need the brand. But if you're going to have an internet presence, you need a brand. Like, it really helps to have a brand if you have an internet presence.
True. Very true. Stevie's brand is Plot Bunny Publishing.
Nice.
Which is so cool, yes. The synopsis for my MG work is Magic Misfits and the Power of Personal Growth. My YA work is Magic Misfits and Villains you can fall in love with.
That's solid.
That is very solid. Very, very solid. I love the whole Plot Bunny Publishing thing. It's just like so much fun.
Super solid.
Let me see here. Misha is tired and struggling to focus on the reading needs to do. It probably doesn't help that I've read this like 4 times already. That's like slogging through.
You read the same paragraph like 8 times.
Yeah, and you're slogging through it.
Never pass.
Yeah.
Never pass go, never collect $200.
Yep. All right, just skipped on me, so I've got to back.
Beep sheep. I'm so glad that I'm responsible for beep sheep.
I had to get a sticker. Like Sage posted her link
the other day. I
don't have
one yet, but I need to get one. Like
I ordered probably way too much stuff, honestly, from Sage's Redbubble store, which you know, I just won't even discuss how much stuff I ordered from Sage's Redbubble store. She posted the link, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sticker and notebook crazy!"
Yep.
But I loved it. So Wendy Scribbles says, I don't have a brand, I don't think. My Twitter says lover of the strange. So I guess that is my brand. That's a very valid brand to have. That's solid in and of itself. And it's just amorphous enough that
you could probably come up with anything to fill in that gap.
Yeah, you could refine it down more from there. So it's a good starting point for a brand, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Joanne Ninja Hen is my brand. I need to work on my synopsis. Picking the best seeds, shitting the richest dung, evolving into a power hen. No, don't work on the synopsis. Just leave it.
I don't know. Joanne. It depends on who your target audience is, man. If I'm your target audience, you sold me. Like,
yeah, we're sold. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. No, I knew that you were answering the question. You don't, I mean, it's helpful if people put like answer 1 or question 1 in there, but it's not necessary. It just takes me a couple of seconds to like figure out what's an answer and what's people just chatting. Nikki did 300 words of rising short story thing. I'm almost 10K. Yes, go for it. You could do it. I'm thinking it'll turn out as a novella because I have a lot of ideas to add to it. Also, I usually double word count after revision, which is good.
Too.
So you're an underwriter then.
I'm an underwriter, and then I'll go in and I'll tweak things. It's not as bad as it used to be because I changed from writing in passive voice to active voice, and doing that like really shortened my script.
Yeah, if you go from passive to active voice, it really does turn you, even if you're an overwriter, it really does turn you more into an underwriter. I am very much an overwriter. And so like I focus in on details that are absolutely pointless. I very much Stephen King that.
Oh.
Don't get me wrong.
where they talk about like this one person who begat another person who begat another person, and
Yeah,
they went
I'm
on
not
this
quite
trip,
Tolkiening.
and they smoked a pipe, and they also did this other thing, and you would think that you need to pay attention to that character, and then they never mention that character again the entire series.
Yes, I do not Tolkien it. I don't Tolkien it, but I do Stephen King it, where I describe a picture on a wall for a good 2 or 3 pages, and that picture probably only has one other mention in the rest of the book. This is why I edit. This is
why editing is necessary.
Yeah. I also agree, RK, that Powerpuff Girls does have a pretty solid theme song. I loved Powerpuff Girls, so. It really depends on the phone, Nikki, on how you change your ringtone. So
Yeah. Mine has to be changed to an MP4 because I use an iPhone.
Yep. I like this. Wendy Scribble's current ringtone is a Frozen parody that starts out, "Do you want to hide a body?" I work in a nursing home, so I get a lot of raised eyebrows at work.
When I was in college, I was job hunting a lot, and my ringtone was "Help! I'm dark. It's dark in this pocket. Let me out. Help me."
Yeah, I've had so many weird things. Like I've had screamo growling, and I've had all sorts of stuff that just startle the hell out of people because it's stuff that I can hear. It falls within my hearing range.
Oh,
And
sure.
so a lot of stuff is what I pick because it falls within my hearing range. And then people are usually startled because that usually means it's much louder and much higher pitched.
Right.
And so
you know what would be really good for you is the Metalocalypse like ringtone.
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
It's at just the right frequency and just the right pitch. Like I feel like it's still register in your hearing.
You know, since my hearing got really bad, I haven't watched that show. I'm gonna have to go back and see.
Just the ringtone.
Just the ring, yeah.
You can find the ringtone.
Maybe.
It's high. It's got a lot of overdrive.
Yeah. I'll have to check that out.
Right.
All right. So Yazza says that their brand is Raw Bogan Hippie. This won't make much sense yet until I start my author tube in November. I am looking forward to that.
Raw Bogan Hippie sounds like it makes sense. I think that is a firm like thought bubble.
Yeah. Yeah, it gives an aesthetic automatically. So the arcade.
There's more. There's more to a brand than just being a stoner. There's so much more. It can be part of your identity, sure. However, please don't make being a stoner your identity.
Not the total one. Not the total identity.
Make it an aspect, please.
Yeah. Charlie says, I want people to think of spooky death fairies. Okay. I smoke weed, Savvy drinks books together. We are sips and stones.
Here's to that.
I love it. I don't have anything good at the moment. I just have water, but yeah, I mean, I could break it out for lunch for me. I could, have a beer for lunch, but it is
like 3:00 in the afternoon for me. I figure I deserve a.
No, you're good. You're good. It's just still lunchtime for me. So the one thing I do have though right now is I got a new coffee mug from my merchandise store.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, I get weird about words.
I don't know why I don't own one.
I have this one.
Because my husband is like, we have too many mugs. Start throwing them out.
Yeah, you and Divided by Sight, basically the same thing as like, can't have any more. I'm not allowed to have any more coffee mugs. I have this one, and
I didn't need that one.
Yeah, I have this one, and I have another one that says "weird as fuck," and then on the back of it, it says "you've been warned."
Nice.
Yeah. So Heather was saying my writing brand in summation would have to be Celtic mythology retold in YA third per. That's okay. It's not quite a brand, but we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that. A brand is more along the lines of like
a feel, an emotion.
Yeah, it has to evoke an emotion, and it has to evoke some type of imagery with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Like,
and
what do
it's
you think of when you think of Nike or Disney, right? Like, there is a very specific aesthetic. There's a very specific morality involved. There's a very specific, um, like, feel to all of their work
there's a
and
very
feel to
specific
how the
psychology to it.
psychology to it. Absolutely. Very different target audiences, but they have very firm, like, egregorical identities, you know? Um,
Yeah,
that's a word I haven't used before, egregorical.
that's
That's
a
a
word I
hell of
haven't used in a long time.
that is an SAT word, chaos witch word, if I ever heard one, egregorical.
Yeah. Yeah. So what it needs to do, I mean, you could start with the principle of, with the Celtic, you could start there and come up with what imagery you associate with it and what does that imagery evoke in you. And once you do that,
And I recommend making a word bubble, like a spider web type of, yes, chart of word association.
yeah,
And then you pick the words that you feel like fit the direction that you want to go. And like, my writing is actually a sub chapter of my art stuff, so it's got its own identity, but it is not far-fetched to be part of the whole, you know.
so yeah, that's understandable. And my brand ended up coming from all the stuff that I word bubbled, all the stuff that I mood boarded and did all of that.
Pinterest.
Yes. Pinterest mood boards are amazing. But I do, like Sako was saying, I do highly recommend the word bubble because you want to make sure you get the words associated with it, not just the imagery, because the imagery can be a little too broad and a little too
The
amorphous.
imagery is smart, though, because you can still get your textures, you can still get your colors, you can still get your materials. Especially if you're a graphic designer like I am, like, what kind of methods do I want to use to print this stuff? What kind of film do I want to use to film it? What kind of filters do I want to use? What kind of
colors do I want to use? What kind of base palette do I want to use? And I'm very big on colors. So
of course
like
you are, yeah.
yeah, knowing what a brand palette you're going to have in and of itself is a great place to start.
Yep.
I knew I wanted to be associated with being energetic and chipper and just kind of very positive. So that meant I was left with two color choices. I was left with yellow and orange, and I can't wear orange. So yellow it was.
So I recommend picking no more than 3 colors. If you can, pick one and then pick a supporting color. So, for instance, BC here, there we go. BC here, her primary corporate color is yellow. It is it could be a Pantone color, the shade of yellow that she uses. And on top of that, she usually pairs it with black. She usually pairs it with white. Those are 2 neutral colors. Dare I say they're not actually colors. They are the absence of color and the combination of color.
Yes.
But that is a whole different discussion.
That's a whole different discussion. But there was a lot of reasoning also that went behind my colors, because also picking the yellow was associated with crime scene tape.
Right.
And the first 2 books in my Metaphysical Chronicles series are police procedurals. Basically, it's a clairvoyant who is helping police solve crimes.
Nice.
So there was a duality there that I was able to play off of.
Which is great. You can have tape made. Like, you can, that would be a really awesome thing. Like, if you ever have a booth at a convention, should conventions ever happen again?
Again in a million years. I hope so, because I have a whole freaking conventioneering kit.
I would love to see your booth.
I want to
I
go
would
back
kill to see your booth.
when it's just me at my booth and I don't have to share it with anybody else or do anything like that. I go all out on my branding for it. When I have to share it with other people, then it's real basic and
Sure, because you don't want to like overshadow the people that you're with. Right?
Exactly. And also, but my brand colors allow me to do that. My brand colors, with having the black and the white, because they're such neutral tones, I can dumb down my yellow and use it as an accent color, and I can play up.
Like with your logo, for
Like
instance.
with my logo, yeah. With my logo, it's just splashes of yellow. I didn't want it to be too much in the face. I didn't want it to be too in the face.
Yeah.
So it's just splashes of yellow. But if you go to my website, it is yellow as fuck. There is yellow everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah. But so Sage doesn't think that they have a brand. They used to say that their brand was if Terry Pratchett wrote women's fiction.
I don't think that fits anymore.
That doesn't fit anymore. I don't think so.
I would love to sit down with you sometime and like hash out some branding.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
I think that's a good like trade, because they were nice enough to like help me out with my editing, and we haven't decided like this cool thing that I'm going to do for them. So I feel like I would love to extend my branding skills to you.
Yeah, I think it would be great too. And you know, you could play off of this whole beep sheep thing. I'm not quite sure.
I feel like that is like the beginnings of something beautiful.
Yeah, this is a good place. This is a good springboard for you to play off of. So
that's great.
Let me see here. Linda, her channel name is literally Sako to me. It is her name.
Sako to me. I am witchy and I am an author, and it happens that sometimes I combine the two.
Yeah. So her name is on the screen. Basically, that is her channel name.
Yep.
We keep it simple. We keep things simple. Me, I just added books to the end of mine.
Mm-hmm.
So
I should be easy to find.
Yeah. So Unicorn Nightporium got 100 words and is doing a revision, basically a rewrite.
Nice.
Oops. StreamYard just skipped, but it's okay because it goes back to what we were talking about. Yazza says, I've seen your video on picking brand colors, but haven't picked any yet. But lately, olive green has been calling my name. Yeah, don't discount the colors that speak to you, but
also,
then
don't rush it. Don't rush it. If you know I haven't picked any yet, like take your time. It's not like I have very clear reasons why I picked the shade of green that I did, and I pair it with the black that I do and the tan that I do. Like there's very specific reasons why I do that. But you don't have to have as clear a reason. You can just be like, olive green is really speaking to me. Like,
yeah.
That is solid. But you have to remember what is associated with that color. Like military is associated with that color. Earth things are associated with that color. Decay is associated with that color. So be aware of what the emotions that color bring about, and if they fit you, then cool.
Yeah. Also, however, be aware of different cultural associations with that color as well, because
pistachio green is apparently the symbol of enlightenment in Islamic culture.
Yes.
So don't use pistachio green. Like it's not as pretty of a color as it is.
It really is. It really is. But
just
like
try not to use it.
But like for instance, olive green in the US is associated with the military because that's what a bulk number of the army military colors are, and what the fatigues, like the daily wear that they wear is. Yep. So yeah,
also,
so Kaylin,
their dress greens and all of that jazz. Yeah.
Exactly. So Kaylin was saying that we both have really strong brands that immediately associate with the two of us. Thank you.
I'm so glad.
I'm glad. Yes, I'm very much glad.
I spent a week of hard work on mine, and I have a degree in basically in branding. Like that is I have a degree in graphic design, and branding and marketing is what I specialized in. So like, I'm glad that you called me on here.
Yes.
I feel like I had the knowledge to share with people, which is why I made the videos that I did. And I have a video coming about how to take your own selfies, like for headshots,
Sweet.
and how to make a better picture, basically, for your stuff, because you're gonna need a picture. Like,
Yeah.
even if you're like with doll, even though you like, I strongly recommend wearing a disguise or using an emoji or something. You gotta have, though, with using an emoji, there are pros and cons, and I think doll understands the pros and cons. Um, yeah, I have a brand, but it needs deeper work. Also, what is merch?
Merchandise. Merchandise.
Merchandise. It will be, I think it would be super easy to come up with merchandise for you. You have a very clear identity. You have a very,
Yes.
like,
The ace from space.
the
The
Aurora
partial, yeah,
Borealis.
the partially blind alien visitor from a distant planet. You have a brand that is there, and there's so many ways to refine it, but also
And
it's versatile.
it's very versatile. It's very easy to work with. If you corner a designer, I think a lot could be done with it. I think you
Yeah,
could have some really amazing stuff come out of that identity.
yeah, I happen to agree. Alley Cat's never done a brand before. Do you need to make your own website, or can you just kind of do it through social media if you don't have a brand yet?
Start with social media.
Yes. Explore on social media.
Explore on social media. I personally started on Facebook, and then I spread to Twitter. I spread to various forums. I spread to gaming platforms. I spread to YouTube. I was consistent. I thought about starting out with a pen name on YouTube because I was specifically going to be on AuthorTube, but I saw the Courtney Project was basically like, I'm Courtney, and I'm also known as this person and this person and this person. I write under these names. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm going to do that. Because like, my audience knows me as Sako Toomey, but there are going to be people that know me by my pen name. So I feel like if I can like blend the two and associate them, like everything that's Cass Voight, I'm going to also say I'm also known as Sako Toomey. Like, it's just easier to have the multiple names.
Mm-hmm.
And just like have them be related. I did that with my modeling thing too, that they were sisters. Like, that it was just easier to relate them with each other, but not have them be the same person.
Yeah, no, I agree. And so I get a lot of questions about my name, BC,
Mm-hmm.
because they're always like, is BC a pen name? And yes and no is my answer just about every time.
Same with Sako
Because,
Toomey. Yeah,
yeah,
it is yes and no.
yeah, because BC are literally my initials. They are my actual initials. The only reason I go by BC versus my real first name, which is Billy, is because my first name, my whole name, Billy Brown, is my grandfather's name.
So
So
there would be confusion.
there'd be market confusion. So rather than there be market confusion, it was just much easier to publish under a pen name. And I did for a long time have an actual pen name. My very first book that I published, called Sister Light, which it is now out of print, thank God, because it was terribly written. It was terribly written and terribly edited, and it had beautiful cover art. But that's about all it had that was good about it. It is currently in the process of being rewritten and re-released at some point. But the I did go by a pen name at that point, which was BB Walter, and it was so confusing all of the time that because people didn't know what to call me, but people call me BC. So it was pretty easy to pick out and be able to just be like, yes, it's my name, but yes, it's a pen name. So I don't have to do the whole thing. I mean, people call people by other names all the time. We call Samantha Nassett Sam. We,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and we still know she's Samantha Nassett
Mm-hmm.
as far as her publishing goes. I mean, people just go by different names or shortened versions of their names all the time.
Right.
Thank you so much, Kaylin. I really do appreciate that. I work very hard at making sure my channel branding is the aesthetic I want it to be. So I appreciate that. You are very welcome for the insane order. I went a little crazy with it. Went a little crazy. Hey, Scully, good to see you. Glad that you popped in. We are talking branding and marketing on today's channel. So I think we've got so many good comments here, but I think we should probably maybe get to another.
Yes, please. I gotta pee.
Yes, we should get to another sprint. So we will get to another sprint. What I will do is I will pop up some of the comments during the sprint, and then we will come back to talking more about branding and marketing for authors after the sprint. So we will do 20 minutes this time around. Let me bring it up. If I can get my computer to act quickly. And then we can let poor Sako go to the restroom.
I'm not gonna pee in my blanket fort.
Not in the blanket fort. Do not sully the blanket fort. Don't sully the blanket fort. Oh, hold on here real quick.
Yes, Heather, please message me. Please message me. I do graphic design. I brand. I do marketing. Please get a hold of me. We can talk trade. We can talk pricing. We can talk. I can give you tips if you want to do it yourself, or I can do it for you.
Yes. Yeah. And, Heather knows that I do the same. My schedule's a little crazy at the moment. So Sako, I don't know what Sako's schedule is like, but obviously she's saying, yes, message me.
Message me. Yep.
All right, let's get started on a 20-minute sprint. I have a feeling this stream is going to go a little long today, but I'm okay with that if Sako's okay with it.
I am okay with that.
All right, so starting in 3, 2, 1, sprinting. All right, everybody. That is the end of our 20-minute sprint. I've got a cat like begging for my attention over here. So how did everybody do? Look, yeah, pretty much. Like he's like jumping on me, and this is unusual because this is the older cat. This is like, yeah, this is my bigger cat, my older cat, who's like 3 years old, and
Yeah,
he's like he's not norm.
I bet he's feeling like the kitten is trying to push him out. Like, of course he's starved for love.
But he's not, because yeah, he gets almost twice as much love as the kittens do because I'm like really careful.
But still yet.
But still yet, you're right. You're right. So we had a couple pop in. We had What Now popped in during the sprint. Good to see you, What Now. And Savvy Writes Books had to pop out during the sprint, but at least she got lots of video editing done, so very happy about that. And then there was just lots of people hitting Sako up for jobs in the future, which was amazing. I loved it. Oh, cool. I just learned a new thing.
You just learned a new thing?
Yeah, if you hit the space bar, it works as effectively as clicking on a comment.
It can.
Yeah, I did not realize that. Yeah. All sorts of new things. Like that, fashionably or grotesquely late.
Grotesque.
Grotesque. Always grotesque. Let's go with grotesque. Let's go with grotesque.
Magnificent.
Praise be, the prophet of porkromancy has arrived. That was a whole thing that was hilarious on that stream. Just loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
Porcine powers.
Yes. All right, so Wendy Scribbles was revising of MS, wrote a couple of years ago, and the whole first scene with my character death and the antagonist still makes me smile. I always love that.
I love it when I read old work and I'm like, this is still solid. Like I know I've become a better writer, but like the thing that I submitted for that contest, for the short story contest, like that was a situation where very little editing was required. Very little editing. Like I was like, this is still solid. Like I feel pretty good about this. That's always a good feeling when it still makes you smile.
True. Very true. So Cordy got 543 words and did a face mask. Jealous.
You shouldn't do those more than once a week. I'm just saying.
Yep. Not very often. Misha read 8 pages, which is good. Stevie wrote next week's post, prepped TWS to go wide, and harvested way too many keywords to clean for Brian Cohen's challenge next week. Wow. Okay. Then some time left over, so I worked on yarn I'm doing for Cachet.
Nice.
Cool. Unicorn Niporium did 54 words. I also struggled myself. I only did a whole whopping 80 words, so don't, but it doesn't matter. It's still 54 more words than you had. It's still 80 more words than I had.
I did more plotting than writing.
That's okay. It all goes into the writing.
It all goes into the writing anyway.
Yep, it sure does. So Charlie got 460 words. What Now is like, oh shit, writing, I remember.
Oh yeah, this is a writing stream.
This is a writing stream. Oh my goodness. So Nikki B was on a roll, got 345 words. Total is at 9,500 words. You are so close, Nikki. So close to 10K for today. Megan McCarthy, who joined late. Good to see you, writing weirdo. I got 113 words. Let me see here. Joanne got a bit over 200 words, and StreamYard skipped. Heather is working on an editing thing. People chatting back and forth. Okay, yes.
It's the last thing you clicked.
Last thing I clicked. That is good to know. All right. I like that. Oh, so that's how my camera turned on that time. I had no idea the StreamYard spacebar thing. I did not know the StreamYard spacebar thing either. So
I didn't either. I just discovered that myself.
Yep. So the tag video you saw was filmed a long time ago. Today's stress levels, a mask was needed. Okay. That's always important. Yes. So Cordy, like myself and like a lot of people, batch records videos because, well, let's face it,
I'm going to have to because last week it just fell flat. Like
Yeah, it just like,
I'll
I
probably
don't
do
know.
that after the stream.
I do it. I just have to do it because I have to work around my like a lot of people know I have depression and all sorts of other things as well going on.
Yep.
Chronic fatigue, also chronic insomnia, which are two hella things to put together. Let me tell you. And so I got to record when I have the mental faculties to be able to like do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Dawdling Writer started dinner because it takes a while to bake. True. Lady Lazarus, good to see you. Joined just in time for the sprint and got 559 words. That is killing it.
Nice.
That is killing it. Just
Yep.
in time. Ooh, there we go. Sage says, I've done the batch recording thing. The batch editing is the problem. I actually love the editing process. And that's something I will put out there for other people. If you don't like editing your videos, I love to edit videos. So I'm limited on what I can do because I'm just using iMovie at the moment.
Me
But
too.
if you want simple editing and transitions and graphics and stuff that go into it, then talk to me about doing that because I love doing that stuff. While money's is nice, like Sako said, I do work for trade.
Especially in this community, man. Like,
Yeah.
we gotta watch out for each other.
Yeah, I don't work for trade for everybody, but I do work for trade for my fellow author tuber communities.
Yeah.
So let me see here. What now? Did finish plotting for a possible new whip. Ooh. And by finished plotting, I mean I explained it to the dog and I don't think he hated it.
Nice.
Yes.
He just like
Yeah. Yeah. No, trust me. I explain things to the cats all the time. I'm pretty sure that they hate it. I go ahead with the project anyway. So
sometimes
they're gonna hate it. They're cats.
Yeah.
You have to say things out loud sometimes, or it's just. I mean, even if because I can't hear me, so I still say things out loud, and it's not a matter of me hearing them. It's like, it's the knowledge that it's coming out of my mouth, and I should know I know what it should sound like. So that's what I hear automatically. And then I don't know, it just tells me if things are right or wrong. But a lot of times I will record myself aloud and then I'll play it back to me. And I can hear that.
I do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear that. So it's all good. I can hear it with the hearing aids and such. But Doll understands the chronic fatigue and the chronic insomnia and depression. So, yep, I feel you. You're definitely my weird sister on that regard. Let me see here. I'm not sure what spoony powers are, but that sounds fun and cool. How many spoons I have, maybe? It's how many spoons I have to deal with things. Cordy says, yeah, I also have a full-time job outside of writing YouTube life, so I only get a day to film on my days off, and I spend weeks editing all those. Yes, and you do some awesome editing.
Yeah, you do.
And I've watched you on your streams do the editing, and I'm blown away by it. Sage says, I enjoy editing, but I'm having tech issues out the wazoo. I understand. Well, if you just want some help in the meantime, I'd be able to help you out in the meantime. Can always use more people that are willing to trade for favors.
Oh, Doll says, what can I trade for you? Reading.
Yes, reading. Yes, reading. You could always trade reading. I'm good with that. In your case, you could trade some audio recording for books.
Yep.
You know, I need to do some audiobook at some point. I just got to get my revisions done. So that's always a possibility too. But mainly the big thing is reading for me and giving me your input, just giving me your ideas and your feels.
Mm-hmm.
Ideas and feels are good. Heather hates video editing in a way. I also like it in a way, but it's just so time consuming.
Yeah. It's the time consuming part that bothers me. The zen of it is nice, but like then I blink and it's 6 hours later. I'm like,
no, I love it. I love it. And even when every minute of it is fun for me, yeah, it can be 6 hours later, but I'm just like, I just spent a good 6 hours. I'm happy.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes, keep that in mind. Who trading what trading? Where trading what?
Trading skills.
Trading skills.
In the community. So I am offering my branding skills and doing trade with people who are messaging me.
Yep. And I am willing to trade for video editing. So I will help with video editing. Wendy gave up recording videos because never had the motivation to film or edit and just go with blogging now.
Right on.
Yeah, I can feel you. Sometimes I'm not feeling it either. And
sometimes it's not the platform for you.
Exactly.
Like, for instance, my audience isn't on Instagram. It does not make sense for me to go to Instagram and brand there and be active there. It just doesn't make sense. So I'm there as a photographer, and I don't post every day. I don't market my abilities every day. I was a professional photographer for 7 years. So the work that I put up there is pretty solid, but I think these days I put up art.
Yeah.
I don't do my author stuff there.
Yeah, and I do a lot of my author stuff on Instagram. I don't do as much of it on Facebook, just because I feel that the platform has fallen a little flat, and that there aren't very many people that are really engaging there.
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of great groups that are really engaging, and those I do spend a little time on. But as far as my actual page, most of the time it's a repeat of what goes up on my Instagram. So it's just there as a I touch on that platform pretty much.
Mm-hmm. I touch on Twitter. That's.
Oh no, I'm all over Twitter.
I used to be all over Twitter when At Midnight was on the air. I used to partake in the games and stuff like that, and I'd be following a lot of comedians and stuff like that. So I got really familiar with the people that were on the show.
Yeah. But that was a good show. That was a really good show.
Yeah.
All right. So Misha said she enjoys editing, but sadly stuck without a camera because my insurance decided they don't want to pay out when my camera broke. That sucks.
I use my phone.
Yeah, I use my phone. Straight up use my phone for all of my recording. I'm about to upgrade my phone, but other than that, I'm not upgrading it specifically for the camera. It's just time for an upgrade. Mm-hmm. But the camera option will be amazing because it's going to start recording in 4K from my new phone. I'm excited. So Alley Cat has been distracted by video games.
Not a bad thing.
We can totally work out some sort of trade. I always need more readers. I always need more editing. I always need more of something that I would rather outsource. Exactly. I'm gonna talk to Sako about doing some stuff for me, some branding and marketing stuff for me, because I don't want to handle any branding and marketing stuff.
You have a manual already, basically. I can probably help you put together a manual so anybody who does work for you can know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems like there are people in your room.
Yeah. I got distracted for a moment. So I've already got all my basics down. I already know what I want my brand to look like. I already know how I want my marketing to go. I just need somebody to flesh out and do additional stuff that I just don't have time for anymore. So I'm going to talk with Sako about it a little bit.
Sounds great.
Hell's Horses, this community has its own economy. This is like that Futurama episode where Fry finds out he's actually a billionaire after 1,000 years.
Yes.
It's true. It is very true.
Exactly that.
I've been hanging out on street corners, fishnets, lipstick, show a bit of the Ash Jing, wink at them. Hey, baby, you looking for some developmental editing?
As a matter of fact.
I am. What now? So when you decide you're going to do videos and you want some stuff edited, just let me know. If you decide you want some copy line, some copy edits done, kind of a thing. Proofreading.
Also, I'm going to be writing 6 books. I'm not going to make Sage do all of it.
No, yeah. Sage doesn't have to do all of it.
That's not fair to them.
Yeah. Yeah, Sage is saying, I'll be honest, I'm not super active on any social media. I hope once I have a clear brand, social media will be easier for me.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, oh, my heart. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
It's the baby that usually comes to visit.
Hi, Spot. Hi, Spot. Such a happy kitty. Look at him smile. Oh,
All the purrs.
oh, such a happy. No, we can't hear it.
Good. I can't really hear it, but I can feel it, and I know it's just like everybody tells me it's so loud. Anyway, but yeah, if I don't keep petting him, he's just going to keep meowing at me. So I'm just going to meow. But yeah, no, it doesn't make things
It doesn't
easier.
make things easier. Pick the social media that you'll be active on. I've been using Facebook as a platform to sell my work since the beginning. And I have basically been like curtailing my brand as I've been going on Facebook, and it's pretty solid there.
Yeah. Hey, Meadow, good to see you.
Hi, Meadow.
Just finished proofreading for the client for the day, so ready to work on my own book now. We are kind of towards the end of the sprint, but we are wrapping up. But I do think there was one important thing specifically that Kaylin asked here. Kaylin asked, with regards to branding, how important is it that social media websites branding matches the expected look from the genre that you're writing in?
Extremely so.
Yes, it is extremely so. However, you can get creative with it. Again, my branding colors are bright yellow. That's usually not associated with paranormal mysteries. But because my paranormal mysteries include a lot of police procedural work, then I'm able to get away with it because of crime scene tape. Believe me, when you get a group of mystery authors together and we're all dressed to our brand, I look out of place as fuck. But once you realize what my books are, then you're like, oh, I get it. I get it now. There's more police stuff going on. So there's crime scene tape and there's all of that stuff. But it is extremely important to understand the genre that you're trying to fit within. But that's not saying that you can't get creative with your colors and your branding.
Whoa.
Which I don't know if I, had this on my website for a while. What do you think? Copy editing and proofreading for indie authors of speculative fiction. Yeah, cool. That's what you offer, which is an awesome thing. I basically offer the same thing. Not necessarily indie authors specifically, but yes, and speculative fiction is what I prefer. So
nice.
It's a just add water tiger. Yes, Spot is a just add water tiger. So yeah, he is getting really big. His sister is not so much. She's kind of I think she may be a runt.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So, but it's okay. Let me see here. See, there we go. Gotta teach them punters how to write. I love the Roxanne. Love the Roxanne. Yeah, so Joanne loves trade as well, offers gifts and cover animations. As a matter of fact, she and I are trading for a cover animation. I also happen to have one cover animation from her, but we're also trading for another one.
Cool.
So developmental editors, What Now, Story Detective, they're both amazing developmental editors. Nice. So I think that pretty much catches us up.
Does it?
I think so. I know I skipped a couple. There were a lot of back and forth conversations. Lady Lazarus says, I'm on Insta, but Insta is really demotivating for me as an artist.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I find it inspiring.
Yeah, so do I.
But not everybody feels the same way. As an artist, I recommend DeviantArt because you can pick your level. Like,
true.
As far as the artists that you find and you curate into your feed and stuff like that, like you get a really good idea of what you want your art to look like.
True, very true. But I find DeviantArt a bit intimidating. Like I get intimidated by the level of people's ability on DeviantArt.
It's all scales.
Yeah.
It's all
So
scales.
I guess maybe when I've been going to DeviantArt, I've been pulling up
Like the masters of the
yeah.
universe.
And I'm like, holy crap, I don't want to be, I mean, I
I
don't
feel
want to
that way
be,
about YouTube. Like YouTube
I
is
feel that way a lot.
chock full of artists that are freaking masters that work for Blizzard. Trent starts with a K. He works for Blizzard and he does tutorials all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of times he'll do some art and then he'll do like a talk over it. Not about the art, but about the industry as a whole for game design. And his account is stellar.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I get intimidated by people on YouTube as well, on other YouTubers, and I'm just like, I'm never going to be that good. I'm never going to be that awesome.
But they're usually on YouTube to show you how to do it.
Yes. Yes. And most people are on YouTube exactly to show you how to do it. And you can always get better. So it looks like Misha can do book layouts, structural content edits, and copy edits.
Book
See?
layout, you say?
Book layouts. Yes.
Not that I can't do book layouts.
Yeah, but again, there are just things that you'd rather not do. There are things that I can do book layout too.
I made templates years ago, so like all I have to do is plug and play.
Yeah, here we go. Anybody who requires my creative assistance, just do a confused scream into the mirror 3 times. I'll get the message. Ah! Wait, there's a mirror inside cameras. Ah! 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 All right. So, yes. So Cordy is terrible with Twitter and Insta for my work. I'm all YouTube and then Tumblr. And Tumblr is a real hole that you could just really fall down. It's like Reddit.
Audience? No.
Audience, not so much.
Of Tumblr is like social justice warrior. So you have to be prepared for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Tumblr is something I just discussed with somebody the other day about whether or not it was a good idea to be on Tumblr or to worry about advertising and doing marketing on Tumblr.
It depends on who you're marketing to.
And it does depend on who you're marketing to. It's one that is so specific that I feel for writers, it's not such a great place.
It depends on who you're writing for. It really does.
But it does depend on who you're writing for.
Like, as for adult fiction, I feel like I probably shouldn't market there.
Yeah.
It's a YA universe.
Okay. Anyone got a meme BC screaming into the camera? Anyone? Somebody should GIF what just happened. I'm okay with that. I will have made it if I become a meme or a GIF. I will have made it. So whoever wants to tackle it, go for it, baby. I can take it.
Nice.
Oh, what now says I accept these assignments. Have fun. Have fun. What now? If you need anything from me, just let me know. I will help you. Okay. All right. So, and Heather was saying it's just nice to meet all the people who do copy editing and proofreading because it's hard to see things in your own work. So I will need some assistance when ready. And I think most of us are more than willing to trade services and help each other out.
I'm super grateful for Sage because I've been staring at my manuscript for almost 10 years now. And there's only so long you can stare at the same manuscript before you just stop seeing errors. Like you just look them over. So to have a nonpartisan person read my book was, especially since she didn't know the universe that it's set in, all of that jazz, like it was essential. Essential.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, and exactly. And sometimes even if you can do the stuff like Sako and I, we can do the design work, we can do the graphics work, we could do the marketing.
I did this for my wedding. I could do all the things. Who has that kind of time?
Yeah, it's the time, and it's frankly whether or not after a while, if you do stuff so much, you start liking doing it, or you stop liking doing it. And
well, when it becomes work, it stops being fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I like photography was a hobby first, and illustration was a hobby first, and then, I've been doing it professionally for 18 gazillion years, and like drawing for myself feels so alien now.
Yeah,
Like
I can see that.
it's like drawing for other people isn't as fun for me
For
as it is to draw for myself, and I draw for myself so infrequently. Like,
that, it's so weird. Yeah.
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. No, I understand. I understand completely. Well, so I think we're at a good point for the day. Um, so even though Kat just popped in saying hi, glad that you got off of work, but you're here just in time for the end of the stream. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Sage was saying not just the time, the energy as well. And that can be a big part of it. I like to resource out for stuff. I like to outsource for stuff because I want more time and energy to write and then spend less time doing other stuff. But
Yep.
Anyway, that is beside the point. So let's go ahead and tell people who you are again and who I am, and then we will cut this.
Okay, hello, my howlers. I am Sako Toomey, also known as Casvoit, and I have both witchy things and author things on my channel. Sometimes I merge the two. I do have videos about branding and marketing on my channel. You kind of have to sift through the witchy stuff sometimes, but more writing things will be coming in the future. More marketing things will be coming in the future. Keep an eye out, ring that bell, both my bell and also BC's bell. I keep doing that. I keep forgetting it's reversed.
Yeah, I'm over here.
And we will see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow for karaoke.
For karaoke. What now? I'm looking at you.
Yep, we looking at you. What now? We looking at you. All right, everybody. Hey, my writing weirdos. I am BC, of course, and you are on my channel, BC Brown Books, where I post how-to videos about writing, publishing, and marketing, specifically for indie authors, but pretty much anybody gets a little something out of it if you're a writer. And I also, of course, do these live streams every Friday, and I am a co-host on Savvy Writes Books every Wednesday night from 10 p.m. till midnight Eastern time. And I really enjoy doing that as well. And today I was really happy that we got a chance to talk more with Sako, who is, of course, a professional with graphic design and marketing. And I love being able to bring all of that. And I hope everybody got a little bit out of it. For the day, I know I even got a little bit more out of it talking with Sako a little bit more because it's a different perspective. It's a different marketing person's perspective. Sure. And it makes you think about things that you hadn't thought about before.
Sure.
Also, words that you haven't used in ages, like SAT words and things like that. So
Agorical.
Agorical. Fun words, big words, yay. Also, it was really nice seeing everybody that popped into the stream and popped into the chat and was just talking about what we were willing to trade as far as services and willing to help each other and skills that we can just utilize and help each other. So I'm really happy to see that as well. So that's pretty much the end of my stream today. You can find me on all the social medias up there at BC Brown Books, and I will see you tomorrow for AuthorTube Karaoke starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. See you later. Bye.
Janet.